My off. Oh, well, hello. We're live. Okay, wait. I forgot to ask you. How do you say your last name?
Fisher Hayatullah. Most
Hayatullah. Okay,
people
so we're
say,
here with
I know,
Joni.
so most of people just say Hayatullah to it easy.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so we're here with Joni Fisher Hayatullah, and we are going to be talking about some pretty awesome things: hustle, healing, and a notary stamp. First, I'm going to run the intro, and then we will be right back. Boom! Let's do this. You see that nice little picture I made with you on there? You like that?
I see.
Yeah. No, I meant the picture in the background that I cut out. This one right here.
Oh,
This one, but you can kind of see it there. Okay, so Joni Fisher Hayatullah. What what background is Hayatullah? What nationality?
Finnish. That's my husband. He's from Finland, so it's Finnish.
Oh, I think. Well,
So
I love that because I'm a Scandinavian. So we're going to talk about this for a
okay.
minute. This is your book, Choices, Rise Up and Be More, and I took a picture of it. It was kind of hard to do it. I'm going to move this, make this like this so we can see that. So, this book is titled Choices, Rise Up and Be More. Okay, so what does Rise Up and Be More mean to you personally?
Don't let things stop you. So whether it be personal challenges or obstacles that get thrown in your way, rise up and go above that. Do what you need to get through it. Be more. Share. Use your voice to help others when you're able to.
I
That's
love
pretty
this.
much what it's about.
Yeah, I love this. We're talking more about this because you are somebody who really helps, and believe it or not, guys, a notary can help you a lot. So I did read this, and guys, look, it's very easy read, and it's very very good. It's interesting. There's trauma in here. There's situations that are not pleasant, and there are things that Joni has overcome, and it's pretty incredible. Um, when do you think that like this speaking to you? Like I read your book, right? So I know you made
Mm-hmm.
that choice. When did you make that choice to become a mobile notary? Like, how did that come about?
I was working for an attorney and had been for a while, and he was not having trouble paying me going through a divorce. And I decided I was done struggling financially and depending on everyone else. So I decided to invest in me.
Well, and
And
I did read something in there too that you had bought your own house and you'd gone through a refinancing process, and you were kind of frustrated with the way it was happening. You didn't really understand it, so you made a decision like, That's it. I'm going to help people, right? Like, I don't want other people to.
right. So I actually lost my house, and so I have a passion with real estate to help people with closings. That's why I like doing it. One of the reasons. And there's a lot of things I didn't know that I do know now. So,
So, can you give me an example of one thing that you've learned
um,
that you know now that you didn't know then that's really helped you and yourself, and then also guide other people?
well, there can be hidden terms in there. You need to make sure there's no balloon payment. And that's what I was in a situation and I didn't know it. Prepayment penalties, things like that, the terms. Know what you're signing. Know that whether it's a fixed rate, whether it's an adjustable rate, are there going to be any surprises? I haven't seen any balloons in the balloon payments or any language like that in the loans that I've been doing. But back when I signed, I wasn't aware that was going to happen. So my payment went from like $650 to $1,400, like overnight in one
Yeah.
month, and it totally shocked me because I wasn't aware.
And some balloon
So
payments, everything's due.
I'm big on making sure people know what they're signing.
Yes, I think that's
Hmm.
well, that's
Those surprises.
So there's something you did mention before, because also Joni, you guys, she's a member of the Valley Connection group that I'm the mastermind group that I'm in, and I help do stuff.
Mhm.
And I've been having to be gone a couple of weeks, but you had mentioned something in there. It's what none of us knew what it was. There was something that we didn't realize yet. And I think you said it had to do with signing something or your ID, or it was verifying something that I had in my 10 years in real estate. I'd never seen that in a signing. What was that? Do you remember?
I'm not really remembering what that was. Was it credible witnesses, or if your ID
I think you
doesn't
said, oh, signing an,
match
taking
the
an oath. That's what it
documents?
was. No, taking an oath. Explain that a little bit.
The direct, yeah. So, oh my goodness. So it's really clear in language and notary language. Either they call it the notary certificate. It'll say the acknowledged before me. So I'm basically acknowledging people are who they are and the right people that are signing the documents. I've looked at their IDs, I've verified it, I'm acknowledged that they're signing it. But if the language says sworn to before me, as a notary, we're required to put those parties or those people under oath and swear them in and have them affirm or swear that that document is true and correct.
And that protects
And
you and them, the people that are signing, right? So I have
yeah,
a,
right. So do you affirm or swear that the information's true and correct? That kind of thing. I have to make sure that they affirm and swear that the document is actually true and correct, the information in it, and that they're okay with it. And what happens if a notary doesn't do that and that document becomes before a judge? The
oh,
notary is considered invalid.
oh,
That
really?
notarization is invalid. Yeah, because it wasn't done properly.
So technically,
It,
somebody could lose their house over it or something. You guys, she
yeah.
really knows a lot. It's incredible. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read a comment. Pam, who's always on here and engaging. I love her. She's from
Mhm.
Canada. Very important to read everything, not just click OK. So happy you are there to help people, Joni. Buying homes are a happy time, but a stressful time as well. And boy, do we know that, don't we? So
Yes, yes.
that's incredible, Joni. I really love that you do that, because I know a lot of people just want to click through it, but you just make sure that they know everything, and that's just really commendable, really.
I mean, I can never cross the line and give legal advice ever, but I am guiding them through those documents. This document is, kind of just a real brief description.
Yeah,
This is your loan amount. This is your interest rate. This is your, payment. This is
like your
your,
schedule of payments, and this is what your
yeah.
interest and what you're going to be paying at the end, and all of that. Yeah.
If there's any questions and something comes up, like, okay, they want to pay their homeowners insurance and taxes in their payment and it's not included. Now we're getting on the phone with the lender. I can't cross that line. I have to get somebody on the phone to answer those questions and find out how they want to proceed.
Well, as you guys can see, she's got a very great demeanor. So she's a really wonderful person to deal with in this situation when you're stressed, because it is stressful. And I love that you take initiative and you know the right people to call, because that's very important also. So now listen, guys, really, she's come from some very traumatic past and some things. And so we're going to talk about where to get this book at the end. And if you want to reach out to Joni and talk to her later, that's great too. We'll talk about
Mhm.
that stuff. But when do you ever help others build a notary business for themselves? Have you ever done that?
I've not helped anybody build them. I've had people reach out to me and ask me questions and for advice or, how you do something, and I've answered those questions.
Excellent.
I do have a friend that's an accountability partner who's a notary, and we throw things back at each other sometimes. Um, so that's important to have, support. But I'm not I don't, I don't train people. I'm not an educator. I believe in giving tips and talking about the experiences that I've had and what I know,
Yes.
because I'm not qualified to do that. I don't even want to try to act like I am. So I have no problem answering the questions and helping out. And if I can't, I'll let you know I can't and try to recommend who to go to
That's a very important skill, because a lot of
and
people
who
are
to
afraid.
talk to if
Oh,
I can't
sorry.
answer the question.
you cut out there for a second. Sorry. So I just cut in. You've frozen up a little bit here and there. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So that's an important skill because there's a lot of people who don't want to, they don't know something.
Yes.
And so that's really nice to say that and then say, I will find out and I will get back to you. Another question is, so if someone wanted to start doing this today, what would be the first step that they would take?
I couldn't hear that all.
If
didn't
someone,
come through.
just give a real quick,
whatever you just said.
A real quick synopsis. If someone wanted to start being a notary today, what would be the first step that they would take? Uh-oh, I lost you. You turned your volume off. You actually you turned your there.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So I like to go through the National Notary Association because they have packages. All right. Okay. If you want to be a notary, you're gonna get your stamp and your journal and your supplies through the National Notary Association, and then you give you the steps on how to do it. You have to fill out the application for the Secretary of State. You've got to get a bond for $5,000, and then you just wait for that to all come back to you. You got to get a background check. That's all submitted to the Secretary of State. And I'm probably going out of order here, but that's just to become a notary.
We just needed the first step, so that's good. You go do research and find a good package, and then
you'll find all the steps through the National Notary Association. They will give you literally different packages on what do you want.
That's excellent.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good to know because I'm a realtor, and I actually took the classes and studied and passed it for being a lender. Also, I just have to actually schedule the national test, but that's exactly what I did. So it's nice to know that the information's still out there if we need it. Now, let me just ask you a quick question because you're a big mindset person, okay? And I know this, and I don't have any of the things up here, but let me quickly show a couple of pictures. This is her kids over the years, yeah. So you have how many kids?
I have 2 children. I have a daughter and a son.
Excellent. Okay, and how old are they now?
I can't see your picture. The picture that you're showing.
It's all your kids. It's all your kids.
Okay. So I gave you a picture of my sisters, but and then I have a daughter and a son too.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't get the sister's picture up here, but we can share so this is her Facebook page. If you ever want to know what Joni's up to, you can come here and you can check her out on Facebook. So here's her page. This is her name. And you can go through and check out all of her things. You can look at her photos or posts. I mean, I always tell people to stalk me. So here's some, Joni, you can't see these, but there's some memories of hers over the years. So that's really great. Okay. And then one thing I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before the 10 questions. Okay. So based on this book right here, and I got to make it choices, rise up and be more. What is your biggest hope for someone that is reading this book?
That I can help them in some way. So my goal or my desire, passion is to use my voice, if I can, to help anybody that may be stuck and feeling like they don't know what to do or how to overcome personal challenges. And this is, related to abuse, but it could be regarding anything really. I think it's your mindset. I had to learn that the minute you wake up, the first thing that you think, if it's negative, you're going to be in a negative space. If you think positive, you can be in a positive space. I think that's one of the biggest things I learned, in that it is controlling the way that you think, switching the way that you think to something else, getting up, doing something different, because if you're feeling stuck. So my book, if somebody's gone through some abuse and they're feeling depressed and they're feeling stuck and they feel like they can't do anything, I want them to know that they can, that there are ways, there is help out there. It's possible to get through that and not only to survive, but to thrive and be happy.
Right.
So there's many different tools, there's first and foremost, I think somebody has to get help with a professional. not me, with a
Yes,
professional.
yes, for sure. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm. Right.
so
So
so you're
I can
loving.
go on. I'm not going to. So.
It's like, well, I can keep talking. Me too. Believe me.
Yeah.
So what is next for you? You going to continue being a notary? Are you working on anything new?
I just renewed my commission literally a couple of weeks ago. I got my new certificate for the next 4 years. So,
Woo! So I'm going to hit balloons. That's going to be
yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be my last one, my last 4 year term. That's where I'm thinking now because I'll be like 71 years old when that term's up.
You
I'm
look
60.
amazing.
I'm going to
You
be
look,
67. So I'm getting close to 70. My desire is to and I was going to start this at the beginning of the year. It kind of got put on hold because of health reasons, but legal document preparation. My background is working for attorneys for over 20 years. So my next move is to get certified so that I can help the title companies or signing services with preparing the documents because as a notary I can't do that and I can't do it anymore without working for an attorney. But if I get certified, then I can bring all those parties and help them with actually preparing the documents that they need, like a quitclaim deed or a power of attorney or any of that stuff. So I want to kind of fade out the notary and lean into the document preparation, as I get towards the end of the term. Fade
excellent.
out the notary, but I will have it for 4 years now still.
I think that's a great plan. And I love your attitude about everything. And I'm going to show here's what I'm going to share with you right now. This is Joni's website. Okay. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but you can find a lot of information. Look at that face on there. Look at that. Respect, honesty, trust, values, doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. So she's insured and bonded, which is fantastic. And there's a whole bunch of things on here. These are her services. And then these are the IDs that are acceptable for when you're signing. So this is all of that information. So I'm going to put this in the underneath the description of this. And then if you guys need anything, you can reach out to Joni. We've got a question, and then we're going to do 10 questions, and then we're going to close it out. Pam says, that's an amazing plan and very attainable. You rock, Joni. Woo!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so I was going to say, okay, so I know that's the website. Now, also, if you guys want to reach out to Joni, I've tagged her in here. You can message me. You can message her. And we're going to do 10 questions now. Are you ready?
Okay. As ready as I'm going to be.
Don't you worry, little lady. Here we go. Ready? It's time for 10 questions. I feel so cool. Okay. First question. It's a tricky one. Are you ready?
Yep.
How many pillows do you sleep with?
4.
I sleep with 4 also. So
yeah.
What is the grossest or weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest or most disliked. Weird is the same thing. Squishy and a clam or like clam chowder kind
You
of
don't like
thing.
clam chowder?
I don't like anything squishy and squirmy like
Okay.
that. No.
Excellent. Okay, I love clam chowder, so I won't eat it around you, Joni.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No, this is the third one. What is your favorite way to unwind?
Netflix.
Netflix. Ooh, yeah. I love
Yep.
Netflix. Do you watch that show, You? Do you ever watch murder things, like scary things, kind of?
I like criminal law and order shows, dramas, and action where there's a lot of cars blowing up and gunfighting.
Look out, everybody. She's on. Okay. How do you spell the word okay? How do you spell it? With an okay or an okay-a-y?
I do it both ways.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, I'm always doing it both ways, depending on what the question is, I guess.
You sassy little lady. If money didn't matter, what would you do?
Sorry.
That's okay. Drinking some water.
It's actually lemonade. Yum.
Yeah, I love lemonade.
What would I do? I'd get a property, like woody area. Ooh. I can have all my animals. and have a porch and look out at the woods and the lake and drink coffee.
And have more rain, right? More cloud. I like clouds and rain. So
Yeah, I'm not big on rain, but you have to have rain to have green. So,
true.
kind of goes with it.
True. Back in the day when you could make calls and nobody knew who was calling, did you ever make any prank phone calls?
No,
No. Okay.
never.
I was very
Never
excited
did.
about that one. Good about you, though. I think that's good. Now, what is the furthest place that you have ever driven as a mobile notary to get papers signed?
Whitman.
Okay.
I've gone to
That's
Whitman.
where do you live?
Wickenburg. I don't know what's further, Wickenburg or Whitman. I've gone to both
Wickenburg's
places.
further than Whitman, yeah.
Probably
That's
Whitman.
on the way to Vegas from here, guys. It's probably about 45, 50 minutes. It's
Yeah.
pretty
But,
long.
it depends on which way you're going. I've gone so many places that are 40 or 50 minutes away.
Well, and yeah, 2 miles. That's Phoenix. Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve? What drives you nuts?
Notary wise?
No, just in general.
Anything.
Yeah. Like, I cannot stand it when people chew with their mouth open. I cannot stand it. I can't take it.
I don't know. When you talk to them and they say whatever.
Oh,
I hate the phrase whatever.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Okay. What is your favorite cuss word?
Fuck.
Me too.
I say it quite too often.
Me too. The last, my mom's like, could you stop? And I'm like, no, I can't. The last one. This is the most important one. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have fun today on this podcast?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Joni, I'm going to end with a couple of sayings that you have. Oh, hey, I forgot to put Sasquatch over here. You know Sasquatch. You know him.
Yeah, he's been watching.
He's been watching. He was staring at me. Okay. Oh, hey, he's up too high there. Okay, here we go. Here's some sayings that you end with, and then I'm going to look at I have little notes here. Okay. Never give up, and you didn't, and you still don't. Setbacks. Life happens. I like that. Life happens. It does. That's like shiz happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need a reset. This is what my great grandmother used to say. So a change is as good as a rest. And then she says, we have a choice. So what do you mean by we have a choice? And then we're done.
You have a choice. You can sit there and do nothing. You can dwell in all of the pain and sorrow or you can get up and you can move forward. You can ask for help. You can make a difference. We have a choice every day on what do we want to do from the minute we wake up.
Yes. Excellent. You are a great example of that. And I really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you for showing us that no matter where we've been, we always have the power to choose what's next.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening and you feel stuck, this is your nudge, everybody. Okay? Make that choice to rise up and be more.
And one thing, our past does not define us.
Exactly. Excellent. Okay, so here, I'm saying this because it's on the YouTubes now. Like and subscribe because it'll make Sasquatch happy.
Yay.
He says, the journey begins with you, so be good to yourself. And this is me, the Horgan. I love you. Joni, thank you so much. Stay on for a minute. And thanks for joining us. Yep, and you'll know all the ways to get in touch with her in the comments and everything, okay? Peace and love. We'll see you next week.